council's budget, we do have two line items that council does have money in their budget to pay our attorneys, and is highlighted under line item 1110.2720.5232 under communication. Council has $20,475, and under 1111.2720.5241 under office supplies, we still have $10,500. We have more than enough money in council's budget to pay for the attorneys that we have, because our law director had stated in the meeting last week that she could not represent us because it was a conflict of interest. And that's why we have to hire an outside law firm.
And the law director recommended that we go outside for an attorney. She can be sitting, okay?
I recommended that I not be the attorney.
Oh, no, you recommended that we go outside for a
Correct.
a law. Yes, you did.
Well, I think
I
that
was
would
here.
be the counterpart if I'm not gonna do it.
Yes.
I'm talking about what you did. You said you
Yes,
recommended
so,
it.
and it was mentioned that we were costing the city because we chose, but
Okay.
unfortunately we
That is a
we have money.
to
in our budget.
let everybody know that the council does have money for a lawyer that we have engaged.
30,000.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Let's move on.
All right. Remarks of the public. 3 minutes.
You can holler 3 minutes, but I think some of us know what's going on. Number one, you do not vote in executive sessions or anything of that nature, so you did that wrong, so you don't want nobody to tell you anything. This man has sat here and told you we don't have the money, then you sit here and go argue with him, and he is duty bound. I read the charter to you Tuesday night, what the charter says his responsibilities are, which you can't make him authorize something that you guys can go to jail. He done told you that the money isn't there, and sitting up here now, argue with him, he done told you it wasn't there. Thank you for having some common sense here. Bringing it to go back out and renegotiate the contract or whatever. I don't know whether this was approved by the judge or whether this is just an agreement that entered into, that if it has not been approved by the court and saying that this is what they now, he had put a stamp on there, I don't know. So that has not been, all I heard from her was renegotiated. Let me just move on, and I thank you for doing your due diligence, telling them that the money was not there, and you are the finance director, which is your duty bound, and also as I in the mayor's position, supposedly here at this table, to tell you the same identical thing. That's what the charter said. They must advise you, and if you do contrary to that, then it's on you. Your posterity is going to jail. That's the law. That's the law. I'm serious. I'm telling you. And then the other House Bill 342 that was alluded here today, that has not been passed. Then you got that in your recovery plan. You can't put circumstances, because they may say we're not going to do it. And then the other part of that caveat is this. The law right now is that a policeman is not there to observe the infraction. He cannot write a ticket. He must have his posterior there personally to be able to observe that the person violated the law and to write his ticket. And so if I heard somebody talking about let's go out and do this or that or the other, that is where the law is now, and that's why a lot of people are doing away with these cameras, what have you. The other part here, you're saying something in reference to this council is not privileged to the information in reference to the policeman that someone said they were going to give it to the policeman. The council should be privileged to that information before it goes to any employee. And where they can peruse it and critique it and what have you. That's what you're supposed to have been doing here with this budget. But it just, to me, is, I don't know. And I don't know, this council, you leave a lot to be desired. And I said again, you cannot vote in the executive session. You cannot vote in a committee. You say, is that the consensus of the body to put it on the agenda or whatever the said yes.
Time out. Can we give him another 3 minutes? Jack, our finance director, he did say 7 o'clock he had to be somewhere else. Yeah. And I see him here squirming. Can we get, thank you for coming in tonight.
Wait a minute.
Please.
The
No, give him
law
another 3
director
minutes.
has gave him some papers. I need to know what that's going on.
Jackson, he's got 7
Can I say something before he leaves?
Hold on a second.
First of all, you got a chair that's holding this gap. Okay? All right. Now,
I need to say something.
you got this
Well,
legal.
He's
is first time being here.
of age, he's quite capable of speaking for himself, and then, well,
Mr.
and thank you, Floyd.
He gonna be here on
Let me
time.
just say this, ask you this. Mr. Finance Director, why you passed, you said the authority of the county prosecutor, which is our first line of communication, not communication, of action of any of the city, opposed to going directly to the Attorney General to collect, or whatever the case may be. That is that's where we, I don't know, that's our first line of contact, is the prosecutor's office, which is McGinty, and not DeWine. And I don't know why that went that way, because DeWine gonna send it back to you. We have right now, anybody passed the lottery, we have that in our laws, that we get our due diligence, whatever, if you hit the lottery. So we have that. We don't have to go to the state or whatever. We have that in our laws, and that's why we are paid anytime we hit the lottery. It is in our laws. I see you shaking your head. I know. I read my charter, and we was part of it when we put it together. So we do have that. We don't, like Euclid did not have it, and somebody hit the lottery with so many $1 million, they didn't get a penny. We have it in our.
Yes, you do, and I'll move on.
So, but my question to is for the finance director to answer that question in reference to why didn't you contact the prosecutor opposed to DeWine in collection?
I'm not aware of the fact that the county prosecutor collects the liquid bills.
Nor does the Attorney General either.
Yes, they do.
What thing dealing with the
Yes,
state,
they do.
but not with the municipality. You have to look at the two.
Delinquency,
The
Okay,
the
Mr.
Attorney General
Owens,
does
he
not
asked a
collect.
question and he said he would. He
This
answered what?
city is a home rule city.
I
You have the
understand.
authority to appoint someone to collect your
Mr. Mays, he
deals and bring them
answered
to
your
court.
question.
So that is not under the purview of the state.
Thank
We
you.
have that right to do
All
that.
right. Ms.
So,
Gowdy.
you gonna say something? You
How
folks
you
don't know
doing?
this, no.
I think the law director passed the financial director some paper while y'all was talking. She slipped something to him, but the mayor came and he grabbed the papers from him and he gave him the papers. So y'all need to watch stuff, you know. And it's on tape what he did. And we would like to see, y'all should be the ones that want to see what she slipped him. You know, she slipped him because when he was talking about the finance,
Mr.
she
Johnson,
slipped
you
him
going?
another piece of paper.
Yes, please.
So y'all really need to watch what's going on. Because I'm your eyes, but guess what? While y'all up here talking, she slipped him something and said here, and it was a half a piece of paper with some finance numbers on it. So y'all need to find out what's going on. It should have came to you first. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Are you gonna give everyone?
Corey's supposed to have a drive. I have one question. I know you mentioned something about the garbage collection. What I want to know is, has a new contract been signed with them? Is the contract up?
Yes.
Okay,
It
when
was.
was that? So how are we doing that now? Are we just
There was
month to month or
a
what?
one-year
There she is right
contract
there.
voted on within an open meeting. Then once we voted on it, of course, the law director had
Began
Say
August
so.
18th, 2015
Okay,
to August 17th, 2016.
1 year contract.
okay, at the same rate. So in the meantime, I understand that you were trying to work with Cleveland to make another deal. I mean, is that possible for next year, or is that just totally off the?
The RFP process belongs to the administration, but
Okay.
we are actively, it was suggested that we still actively look for reference homes.
That is true.
Okay, so it's something that we are looking at.
It's cheaper if you go to Cleveland. I suggested that a long time ago. Because Cleveland is right next door. And they're collecting the garbage anyway. It's right on the line.
So why wasn't that looked into before now? I mean, to me, it seemed like that should have been a way to possibly save money.
Well, it was a ruling that you couldn't.
Okay,
It was a ruling that you couldn't do that at that particular time.
okay.
It was suggested when we switched over from BF5 to ask Cleveland to take over
But there was a
way
law
back
in
when,
place.
but there was,
A law
of
in
course,
place.
restrictions upon boundaries.
Okay, we
Is
are
that now
looking.
And for your information, this discussion of Cleveland has come up consistently over the last few years. So whatever happened, and we're not a part of that,
Okay,
it didn't happen now, but they got enough time now for 2017 to maybe, if they're willing to do it.
okay.
Mr. King, what were you saying?
So what I was holding up, it is in the financial recovery plan. And hopefully we'll come to an agreement with them, and that will affect our finances, and it will take those negatives
Okay.
down, hopefully completely away, turn positive. But it is in here, so we are looking into it.
But until the law was passed, you could not do it anyway. It was a law back then prohibiting us from entering into that kind of agreement with Cleveland. The law since then has been, am I correct?
Right.
Yeah.
2014.
Yes,
It just changed.
it just changed back where we could deal with it. Okay?
I think late 2013, effective 2014.
Okay, I have one more question. I understand that this is something totally we haven't discussed today. Hopefully it's okay to mention this, but I just wanted to know, I heard that there was a $300,000 that's been in a fund for I don't know how long, and was supposed to be used for training.
Yes.
Is that money still?
Single women in a household
No, it's single mothers.
training.
It's single mothers deaf for reality
Job
training. It's a job training program that goes back almost 20 years, and we bring it up all the time.
We are working on that.
So there's
Yeah, but they've
nothing
been working
for,
on it. I brought up that the last time we passed the budget for this year, I asked Mayor around Leach, you were there at the library, and I asked him about that.
They don't know
And
where
we
it is.
still don't have an answer. And I think it's
They don't
ridiculous.
So
you know.
we are working on it.
It's expired.
No, it has not.
No, it hasn't expired.
We
The
are
money's
working on it.
there.
We are
Ultimately,
working.
what they're trying to say is the money's there, however, we don't have a system in place in order to put forth that type of program.
You don't have a proposal.
We don't have a proposal, we don't have an organization, there's just an awarding that's still current. And it's just transferred over the years, from year to year
how
to
many
year
years
to
has
year.
that been?
About 20 years.
Well,
I
that's,
believe
I
it
mean,
was
I
more
I
than
just think
90s.
that it's time.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I mean,
think
I
it's
would like, I
ridiculous.
would like to see that, well, I mean, I know it's probably designated for one thing, and it's for the women, but what about our men in this community?
Well,
You know, it seems like they need more, they need a
yeah,
lot of help.
that
It couldn't
agreement's
be
strictly
just
for
women.
single mothers.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, if it's been there for 20 years,
Right?
I mean, I think there's time, there's something.
I think it is too,
Well,
Gloria.
I initiated because we had a lot of controversy back then about single mothers and jobs not available and all those different things. But since we moved into the 21st century, yes, you can modify that and try to get somebody to do it. But it's incumbent on someone to put in a project that will suffice that either men and women. So it doesn't matter. You're right, and I think it can be discussed at a later date. Okay?
It was suggested too over the years, Urban League, a number of programs, University Hospital, nurse assistant and all that are high jobs that you can feel. It's suggested, but it's an administrative function to do that, and it hasn't taken place.
All right,
Please stay tuned, because we are in talks with a number of agencies to make a proposal to provide home health aid training, STNA training,
Right.
and some other
That's what I
training
said.
around single women.
Right.
So yes, we are working on it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good question.
Okay, is there any other, resident that would like to speak on, some of the remarks of the public?
Yes,
Hearing none, this part is over. Do we have anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Personnel appointments?
Yeah, we're not
That's
gonna,
on the
I'm only gonna spend 5 or 10 minutes. Mr. Johnson's leaving out the door now. The mayor's here, maybe he can answer the questions. If not, I'm not gonna waste my time, but I'll put the questions out there. All right.
Appointments, you've got two of your committee here, you and Councilor King, who's your committee members,
All right.
so.
Well, I got Brandon
Belinda
King, so
Kyle,
I have-
I did send a,
what did she say?
no, I never got a response.
Belinda's on vacation.
Is she?
No one asked.
All right, well, Mr. Mayor's here, so he can answer the question. Whenever you're ready, we can get started.
Who's up again?
Belinda Kyle.
Director Kyle.
She's taking her daughter from us.
Oh, that's right, I gave it to you earlier.
Daughter, her oldest daughter.
Oops, sorry,
Freshman.
What school?
That's nice.
Well, I think I'll let her share the good news.
Oh, what school?
We're on camera.
Oh, all right, okay.
Harassment.
No one asked. She's been
Central
gone
State, huh?
all this week and nobody
Wilberforce.
asked.
Oh, they did, yeah. Her emails, the emails don't come back down when I ask for read receipts, so, you know.
Nobody called and asked.
All right, sir.
I think you would call.
That showed how important she
Could've walked right upstairs.
Okay, it's exactly 6:45. The personal appointment committee meeting is called to order. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Okay, Councilor King,
Here.
Present.
Councilor Martin.
Present.
All right.
Let the record reflect that Councilman Mansell Baker's here and Council President Barbara Jean Thomas is here. And also in attendance is the Law Director. And sitting in the audience is Honorable Mayor Gary Norton. We only have one thing, which won't spend a lot of time. The status. Current number of city employees, I'm asking the mayor would be kind enough to come up and answer the question. How many employees we have full-time currently? How many we have part-time?
Around 115.
115
Around
full-time?
115 full-time. And another 15 or so part-time.
15 part-time. Any other questions?
Are we going to explore,
My colleagues.
are we, if I may?
Yeah, go ahead,
Are
Mansell.
we going to explore any type of status changes or salary changes at this point with employees contingent upon our financial situation with the city?
Did you hear that, Gary Norton? State that again, so I don't know if he heard you all the way.
Are we going to explore any type of status changes with employees? And I know, if we're paying somebody $79,000 and we can't afford $79,000, are we changing them at some point through are we going to look at changing them through the personal appointments committee? That's the review
Are
action.
you talking about the salary?
Talking about
Salary
salaries?
ordinance.
It's up to the committee. It's definitely doable. Yeah, we've done that before. Yeah.
I would say that, we're at a point where we probably need to start exploring zeroing out certain salary or salary line items, and positions within the city.
Well, we have a salary range that we've used over the years, and we could reduce that salary range. That could be
Maybe
positions.
what I'm saying is
Okay.
that we need to probably look at removing certain positions from our employee roster that people could be paid out of due to our financial situation. So if, let's say we go with all executive assistants within the city and we just keep executive assistants 1, executive assistant 1, and we delete executive assistant 2 or executive assistant 3, take that out of there, or we take out other insignificant titles or titles that are not within the codified ordinances. And also explore the caps at which we have, that are pretty much, again, placing the city in a financial bind if, again, somebody's making over $70,000 without, a college degree at this point, without work experience that predates.
Okay, Brandon, then Barbara. Go ahead, Brandon. Brandon was next, Barbara. Go ahead.
What I would like to ask is that we have the clerk,
Our clerk.
send a letter to the human resources or a memo and ask them for a list of all the employees. And I'm not sure if we need it broken down between pay and then fringe benefits and then total pay, or if we just need total pay. But we need, if they have it broken down, I would certainly like to see it broken down. And then I want to see their title that they're being paid under. And let them know that we're probably going to more than likely come back to them and ask them for descriptions of some of these positions in an attempt ultimately to combine, or as my colleague stated, do away with some of these positions. So we'd like to get that out and get that back so that we can start looking at it, because the fiscal commission the other day said that it's something that has to be done. We were there.
We got to cut.
Yeah, so.
I think
Okay,
that,
Barbara, go ahead.
you all just heard a few minutes ago that the finance director said as the years go, they were going to start looking at the salaries anyway. And he was saying that those employees that had a certain amount of money, it wasn't broken down into whether they had benefits or not. That included the benefits. Say if I made $105,000, which included my benefits. Okay, we're talking about, I don't know how many people make $105,000, but there are some people in here that make $90,000, $95,000 that include their benefits. Oh yeah.
Okay, well let's.
So if he's going to do it,
Mhm.
then, you need to start looking at it before they do it.
Okay, so I think
I don't know.
I got a consensus here that,
No, I requested salary.
You did?
Plus, and then when it broke it down, salary and then benefits. I was very specific.
okay, you did that in the email?
No, I
What,
did
a letter?
A letter.
Okay, did you give a deadline for a response? If the mayor's sitting here,
Well, that she was on vacation, so I'll send it again on a spreadsheet.
Like an Excel,
Yes.
if there's 100 people, we want 100 lines, we want a name, position.
state that.
She's on vacation, I'll give it 2 weeks, I'll resend it.
Gary Norton, can we get that within a week or two?
Well, she's on vacation, so I'll give her 2 weeks.
Okay, within 2 weeks? Will she be back within 2 weeks?
It's all public record. I think council makes the same request about every 60 days. It'll be about the same today as it was 60 days ago, minus a couple names, on the great idea of combining positions. We recently did that with a lady named Belinda Kyle, and this council seemed to like that we combined the position of executive assistant with human resource director. So I'm sure there'll be more of that in the future to save money, just remember, everybody, that
Yeah,
move
right.
saved money. We went from 2 employees down to 1.
Okay,
Now, but
so,
really, we give that to you frequently. I think you know that, and we'll get rid of it.
all right, Madam Clerk, make sure, you know what to do. And without that, is there anything else? Okay, on my agenda, I don't have any remarks for the public, so this meeting is adjourned.
Well, you need to put it on there, because
Well,
you do.
All right, let me pass out the next.
Thank you, guys.
The
Thank you.
Special counsel